The southwest corner of England is a land of chalk cliffs, rolling hills, flowering heaths, and thatched cottages. Thomas Hardy, who spent his life here, called the region by its ancient Saxon name, Wessex. It was Hardy's great love and served as a backdrop for nearly all his poetry and for novels like The Return of the Native, Far from the Madding Crowd, The Mayor of Casterbridge, Tess of the D'Urbervilles, and Jude the Obscure. The First Poetry Quartet, with special guest Roger Hammond, take you now to the county of Dorset in England as they invite you to join them in Thomas Hardy's Wessex.
When I set out for Lyonnesse, 100 miles away, the rime was on the spray, and starlight lit my lonesomeness when I set out for Lyonnesse, 100 miles away. What would bechance at Lyonnesse while I should sojourn there, no prophet durst declare, nor did the wisest wizard guess what would bechance at Lyonnesse while I should sojourn there. When I came back from Lyonnesse with magic in my eyes, all marked with mute surmise, my radiance rare and fathomless, when I came back from Lyonnesse with magic in my eyes.
It's a fine morning.
Certainly is.
You just taking your time hiking?
It's the only way to see the country. I just fill up my backpack with something to eat and drink, and away I go. Have some?
Oh, well, I don't mind if I do. Now, what have we here? This looks to me like cider from Somerset.
Ah, yes. Sweet cider is a great thing to me. Spinning down to Weymouth town by Ridgeway thirstily, and maiden mistress summoning who tend the hostelry. Oh, cider is a great thing to me.
The dance, it is a great thing to me, with candles lit and partners fit for night-long revelry, and going home when day dawning peeps pale upon the lea. Oh, dancing is a great thing to me.
Love is, yea, a great thing to me, when having drawn across the lawn in darkness silently, a figure flits like one a-wing out from the nearest tree. Oh, love is, yes, a great thing to me.
Will these be always great things to me? Let it befall that one will call, Soul, I have need of thee. What then? Joy jaunts, impassioned flings, love and its ecstasy will always have been great things to me.
Certainly is a great morning. I'm on my way to Moreton to meet some friends.
Now, there's a funny thing. You going to Moreton? There's a wedding there tomorrow. And the whole village will be out dancing and singing. Now, you'll be coming to that wedding, I hope.
Oh, I don't think so. I haven't been invited.
Well, now you have.
Are you sure it's okay?
Of course I'm sure. As I always say, a good wedding needs a full church in the afternoon and a full bed at night. Now, you just take the path over the hill and you'll be at Moreton. You can't miss it.
Thank you.
I shall see you at the wedding.
Right.
How long it takes to get to the village?
Oh, that depends on how fast you walk.
Oh, yeah, I suppose it does, yes.
It would take me about 5 minutes, but then I'm not carrying a heavy bag like that. But if I were to carry the bag, then you could get there in 5 minutes, too.
That's very kind of you, but thank you.
Oh,
I think
it's
I
no
can...
trouble. Besides, we'll be passing old Mrs. Jenkins' house, and she'll be at the window. Keep her talking for a week to see me walking with such a pretty dear.
Oh, how nice to be called pretty dear. I'm beginning to like Moreton already.
And so you should. Down Wessex way, when spring's a shine, the blackbird's pretty dear, in Wessex accents marked as mine, is heard afar and near. He flutes it strong, as if in song, no R's of feebler tone than his appear in pretty dear, have blackbirds ever known.
Yet they pipe, pretty dear, I gleam beneath the Scottish sky, and pretty dear, amid the treen of Middlesex or nigh. While some folks say, perhaps in play who know the Irish Isle, 'tis pretty dear in treeland there, when songsters would beguile.
Well, I'll say what the listening birds say here in pretty dear. However strangers sound such words, that's how we sound them here. Yes, in this clime at pairing time, as soon as eyes can sear, at dawn of day, the proper way to call is pretty dear.
You know, you think with all the chattering birds do, you could understand more of what they say. I bet they could tell us a lot. There was one time I leant upon a coppice gate when frost was spectre grey, and winter's dregs made desolate the weakening eye of day. The tangled vine stems scored the sky like strings of broken lyres, and all mankind that haunted nigh had sought their household fires. The land's sharp features seemed to be the sentry's corpse outlent, his crypt the cloudy canopy, the wind his death lament. The ancient pulse of germ and birth was shrunken hard and dry, and every spirit upon earth seemed fervorless as I. At once a voice rose among the bleak twigs overhead, in a full-hearted evensong of joy illimited. An aged thrush, frail, gaunt, and small, in blast beruffled plume, had chosen thus to fling his soul upon the growing gloom. So little cause for carolings of such ecstatic sound was written on terrestrial things afar or nigh around, that I could think there trembled through his happy good-night air some blessed hope, whereof he knew, and I was unaware.
That sounds like something Thomas Hardy would say.
Do you know his work well?
Oh, it's hard not to when you live round here. He wrote so much about this part of the country. Do you know Tess of the D'Urbervilles? Mm-hmm. Well, Tess came to that very railway station that you did. Only I wasn't around to carry her bag. What exactly brings you to Moreton?
I'm meeting some friends here. One of them staying at Moreton Manor.
Oh, very nice, too.
That looks like her on that horse.
Hey, there's a good-looking figure.
That's Cynthia.
Yeah, her, too.
I mean to build a hall anon, and place 2 turrets there, and a broad newel stair, and a cool well for crystal water. Yes, I will build a hall anon. Plant roses, love shall feed upon, and apple trees, and pear.
Cynthia!
Jill, how jolly! What a super pleasure meeting you here in Moreton.
Cynthia, get down off that horse and get off that dreadful English accent and let's have a look at you. Oh, Cynthia, my dear, this is everything crown. Who could have supposed I should meet you in town? With such fair garments, such prosperity.
Oh, didn't you know I'd been ruined, said she?
Left us in tatters, without shoes or socks, tired of digging potatoes and spudding up darts. But now you've gay bracelets and bright feathers 3.
Yes, that's how we dress when we're ruined, said she.
At home on the Barton, you said thee and thou and thiccoon and fiasoon and t'other. And now you're talking quite fitsy for high company.
Some polish is gained with one's ruin, said she.
Your hands were like paws then, your face blue and bleak. But now I'm bewitched by your delicate cheek. And your little gloves fit as on any lady.
We never do work when we're ruined, said she.
used to call home life a hag-ridden dream, and you'd sigh and you'd sulk, but at present you seem to know not of megrims or melancholy.
True. One's pretty lively when ruined, said she.
I wish I had feathers, a fine sweetened gown, and a delicate face, and could strut about town.
My dear, a raw country girl such as you be cannot quite expect that. You ain't ruined, said she.
This is Cynthia. Cynthia, this is... I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
Oh, you can call me Roger.
Well, hello, Roger. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Cynthia.
Fine, thank you.
My dear, did you know that Thomas Hardy drowned 2 of his heroines in that river you've just crossed?
River Frome? No, I didn't. I'm so sorry. But I know where I know you from. I've seen you in the village with this dear, darling dog.
Oh, I'm afraid he's a far cry from that. He thinks he owns the whole county, don't you? That's why I call him Wessex.
Well, it's been very nice meeting you. I'm Wessex. Now, how long does it take to... How far is it to get to the manor house?
Oh, not far, as the crow flies.
Perhaps we could put my bag on the horse.
Oh, no, I have an idea. Why don't I send for Jeeves for both the bag and the horse?
Jeeves.
No, I'll tell you what. I'll take the horse back to the stable if you promise that you'll come to the wedding tomorrow.
A wedding? Who's getting married?
Only the loveliest girl in the village. There'll be singing and dancing and all sorts of merrymaking.
Oh, sounds terrific.
Where's the church?
There's only one church in the village. You can't miss it.
Should we bring any presents?
Your presence, my pretty dears, will be more than enough. I'll see you 2 at the wedding then. Come on, Wessex.
See you later. Bye, Wessex. Or rather, ta-ta. I say, Jill, why don't we go looking for George and Norman? They're such smashing chums.
Cynthia, has it ever dawned on you that there might be a 3rd heroine drowned in the Frome River?
Come on, let me have my fun.
When battles were fought with a chivalrous sense of should and ought, in spirit men said, "End we quick or dead, honor is some reward. Let us fight fair for our own best or worst. So, gentlemen of the guard, fire first." In the open they stood, man to man in his knightlyhood. They would not deign to profit by a stain on the honorable rules, knowing that practice perfidy no man durst who in the heroic schools was nursed. But now behold what is warfare wherein honor is not. Rama laments its dead innocence. Herod breathes, sly slaughter shall rule. Let us, by modes once called accursed, overhead, under water, stab first.
War makes rattling good history, but peace is poor reading. That castle over there that people come from miles away to see was blown up by Oliver Cromwell's troops 300 years ago.
Englishmen killing Englishmen?
Still, it isn't the nationalities that matter. It is the irony of war that is always the same.
Irony? What do you mean?
Had he and I but met by some old ancient inn, we should have sat us down to wed right many a nipperkin. But ranged as infantry and staring face to face, I shot at him as he at me, and killed him in his place. I shot him dead because he was my foe. Just so. My foe, of course he was. That's clear enough. Although he thought he'd lisp perhaps offhand-like, just as I was out of work and sold his traps. No other reason why. Yes, quaint and curious war is. You shoot a fellow down, you treat, if met where any bar is, or help to half a crowd.
Let me treat you to a pint at the nearest pub.
Oh, no, my dear young fellow. Let me treat you to one at the wedding.
What wedding?
Well, the wedding at Moreton.
Moreton? That's where I'm going to meet some friends.
Well, it's downhill all the way. You just follow this path, and when you come to the river, well, that's Moreton.
Thank you. I look forward to that pint.
Anything, George?
Yep. 1 perch, 2 trout, and an invitation to a wedding.
You going?
You bet. I think weddings are fun.
Oh, not always. There's usually someone who's not getting his own way. Would it have been the man of our wish, sighs her mother, to whom with vehement she in the wedding dress, the wife-to-be?
Then why were you so mullish as not to insist on him for me?
The mother amazed. Why, dearest one, because you pleaded for this or none.
But Father and you should have stood out strong. Since then, to my cost, I have lived to find that you were right and that I was wrong. This man is a dolt to the one declined. Here he comes with his buttonhole rose. Good God, I must marry him, I suppose.
Had you wept, had you but neared me with a hazed, uncertain ray, dewy as the face of the dawn in your large and luminous eye, then would have come back all the joys the tidings had slain that day, and a new beginning, a fresh, fair heaven have smoothed the things awry. But you were less than feebly human, and no passionate need for clinging possessed your soul to overthrow reserve when I came near. Aye, though you suffer as much as I from storms the hours are bringing upon your heart and mine, I never see you shed a tear. The deep, strong woman is weakest. The weak one is the strong. The weapon of all weapons best for winning you have not used. Have you never been able? Or would you not, through the evil times and long? Has not the gift been given you? Or such gift have you refused? When I bade me not absolve you on that evening or the morrow, why did you not make war with me on those who weep like rain? You felt too much, so gained no balm for all your torrid sorrow. And hence our deep division and our dark, undying pain.
Well, I'm not going to be melancholy. I'm going to go to the church and have a lovely cry over the bride.
Okay, Jill, you do it your way.
Has anybody seen Norman?
I just saw him going in the direction of the church.
Oh, let's walk up there. Come on, George. Do you throw rice at weddings in England?
Rose petals. That's not bad, Norman. Did you know Thomas Hardy was an architect?
Yes. He commemorated the building of Gloucester Cathedral in one of his poems. The new vamped Abbey shaped apace in the 14th century of grace. The church which at an after date acquired cathedral rank and state. Panel and circumscribing wall of latest feature trim and tall rose round about the Norman core, in prouder pose than theretofore, encasing magically the old with parpined ashlars manifold. The trowels rang out and tracery appeared where blanks it used to be. Men toiled for pleasure more than pay, and all went smoothly day by day, till in due course the transept part engrossed the master mason's art. Templates were cut, fresh lines were chalked, where lines had been defaced and balked, and the work swelled and mounted higher, achievement distancing desire. Here gems with transoms fixed between, where never the like before had been. There little mullions thinly sawn, where meeting circles once were drawn. From Gloucester church it flew afar, the style called perpendicular. To Winton and to Westminster it ranged and grew still beautifuller. From Solway Firth to Dover Strand its fascination starred the land. Not only on cathedral walls, but upon courts and castle halls, till every edifice in the isle was patterned to no other style. until, long having played its part, the curtain fell on Gothic art.
Ah, are you digging on my grave, my loved one, planting rue?
No. Yesterday he went to wed one of the brightest wealth has bred. It cannot hurt her now, he said, that I should not be true.
Then who is digging on my grave? My nearest, dearest kin?
Ah, no. They sit and think, what use? What good will planting flowers produce? No tendance of her mound can loose her spirit from death's gin.
But someone digs upon my grave. My enemy, prodding sly.
Nay, when she heard you had passed the gate that shuts on all flesh soon or late, she thought you no more worth her hate, and cares not where you lie.
Then who is digging on my grave? Say, since I have not guessed.
Oh, it is I, my mistress dear, your little dog, who still lives near, and much I hope my movements here have not disturbed your rest.
Ah, yes, you dig upon my grave. Why flashed it not on me that one true heart was left behind? What feeling do we ever find to equal among humankind a dog's fidelity?
Mistress, I dug upon your grave to bury a bone, in case I should be hungry near this spot when passing on my daily trot. I'm sorry, but I quite forgot it was your resting place.
Sorry, Cynthia. When you're dead and buried, you'll soon be forgotten, even by Wessex.
It would be a shame. I seem to have spent a great deal of time giving the neighbors something to talk about. I wonder if they would remember me. When the present has latched its postern behind my tremulous stay, and the May month flaps its glad green leaves like wings delicate filmed as new-spun silk, will the neighbors say, he was a man who used to notice such things? If it be in the dusk, when like an eyelid's soundless blink, the dewfall hawk comes crossing the shades, to alight upon the wind-warped upland thorn, a gazer may think, to him, this must have been a familiar sight. If I pass during some nocturnal blackness, mothy and warm, and the hedgehog travels furtively over the lawn, one may say, he strove that such innocent creatures should come to no harm. But he could do little for them. Now he's gone. If when hearing that I have been stilled at last, they stand at the door, watching the full-starred heavens that winter sees, will this thought rise on those who will meet my face no more? He was one who had an eye for such mysteries. And will any say, when my bell of quittance is heard in the gloom, and a crossing breeze cuts a pause in its outrollings, till they rise again as they were a new bell's boom, he hears it not now, but used to notice such things.
was so afraid it was going to rain. Why didn't you tell us you were the father of the bride?
It's not a bad turnout, is it? It's really quite good for a little village. Now, my friends, so I'd be very glad if you'd follow young Carol, my daughter's charming bridesmaid, and she will lead the way to the reception around the corner at the pub.
Oh, she is always lucky that girl. Show me again the time when in the June tide's prime we flew by meads and mountains northerly. Yea, to such freshness, fairness, fullness, fineness, freeness, love lures life on.
Show me again the day when from the sandy bay we looked together upon the pestered sea. Yea, to such surging, swaying, sighing, swelling, shrinking, love lures life on.
Show me again the hour when by the pinnacle tower we eyed each other and feared futurity. Yea, to such bodings, broodings, beatings, blanchings, blessings, love lures life on.
Show me again just this, the moment of that kiss, away from the prancing folk by the strawberry tree. Yea, to such rashness, wraithness, rareness, ripeness, richness. Love lures life on.
Well, I'll see you down the pub for the reception, and I hope you're thirsty, because we do a lot of toasting down here in Wessex. I heard about it. And remember how to get to this church, because I've got 4 more daughters.
Come on, see you at the pub.